Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is October the 25th, 2021, and today the topic is mini miracles. I hope that you guys had a great weekend because mine was quite nice. My weekend was quite nice. First, let me go ahead and just shout out to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast. Those of you all that followed me um, or heard me on Saturday, you know that I was telling you all that I was going to have that interview later on. It was an awesome interview. Shout out to Miss Giselle. We're planning for me to come back to her platform again at some point um, and share more about my book. Y'all know the cultivation period, a single Christian's journey. but um, but the conversation on Saturday was really nice. I even got a chance to take some photos for both Face Cosmetics, right? So I'm excited about that because they seem real, pleased with the photos that I've already done. Um, so much so that they created another ad or something like that based on one of the photos that I shared. And so, yeah, y'all know y'all can go there, boldfaithcosmetics.com for 15% off. But I can't wait for you all to see the images that I took on Saturday because, I felt like they were really nice and, kind of embodied the brand, at least my interpretation of it. And, I mean, I actually shared some of those images with the owner and she seemed really pleased. So I'm glad that she's pleased. I'm glad to be able to use these creative juices to, um, just again represent her brand as well as just, enjoy the products myself and all those things. And so that was my Saturday. That was my Saturday, pretty for the most part. I mean, with the exception of just, home life, men folk, both of my men folk, and spending time with both of them and all of that. But yeah, man, I really did enjoy the conversation with Miss Giselle. Looking forward to the next one. I hope that you guys got a chance to check it out. I put up the page again, Pearls of Wisdom, a great price empowerment services. It's on Facebook and it should be on all of my pages as well. So if you follow me on Facebook, then you know, um, check out that episode. I hope that you guys, receive some pearls of wisdom as well. Um, so if I go ahead and get into the juice, the inspiration for it was just some things that has happened, since the last time I talked to you all. There were several things that actually happened, right? I know I was kind of sharing with you all, like pretty much all last week about my personal struggles with, you know, um, making sure that I'm putting my faith and work in action, as well as, trusting God with where I am, as well as possibly looking into more sources of income or jobs or whatever, and all of these things. So, wouldn't you know? And when I think it was, what was it, Monday or was it Tuesday? One of those days last week, I basically put those things in God's hands. And I just was like, hey, God, you know already, my heart, already, things I have on my mind that I want to do, X, Y, and Z. But hey, I'm coming to you as somebody that studies your word. And it says clearly that we need to ask and all these different things. So here I am asking you to handle these situations for me. Now, yes, I did start looking up jobs and all of that as well. But still, I just was like, hey, I did that first, right? In faith, I just was like, hey, Lord, here's my issues. Here's what I want to do. Here's what I feel like I need right now. Here you go. And I'm telling you, now I don't know about you, but for me, I see my next, my testimonies here or whatever the case is as many miracles. I see myself as a mini miracle, not just because my name is Miracle and I'm small, but I mean, also because of my story and my journey as well. But I just think it's ironic that I am also small and my name is Miracle as well. So just a constant reminder, just whole entire juice, even down to just me as a person, is a reminder today is to acknowledge the many miracles and continue to trust God. Continue to trust God. So let me share some of my many miracles with y'all then. You know what I'm saying? Let me share with y'all what had happened. So um so I'm trusting God about finances, right? And um and my main struggle with, it's not that we are struggling, right? Or it's not that I think it's a couple things for me where I have issues with finances. One, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Now I know that's anybody. I think most humans, I think y'all can relate to what your girl is saying here. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And sometimes those things require funds. And so it's like, well, Lord, I can't do what I want to do without the funds. And so sometimes it boils down to just that right there, you know. Other times it boils down to me and my independence. You know, I appreciate, right? I appreciate all that's so into me. Like everybody that has given me anything, anybody that has, my husband who, is a great provider, goes to work every day, all those different things and whatnot. However, there's still things that I take care of, right? There's still things that I am, you know, I just leave it at that. There's still things I take care of. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I just want to make sure I do my part. You know what I'm saying? And again, as somebody that wants to do what I want to do when I want to do it, I don't want to feel like I'm not just say having to depend on somebody, but I guess I struggle with that, right? I struggle with that to the extent of maybe sometimes I ask for help, but sometimes I don't. I try to do majority of things myself, and so and again, maybe this is why I go through these things, because maybe God is working on me to uh, realize that, well, one, I'm going to need help. Two, well, more so than just getting help from just anybody, I'm going to need his help. So I think perhaps I continue to be in these positions with his help, because then he's, I say forcing me to ask him, but I realized eventually, like, I need to be talking to God about this. Like, it always comes back around. And so, like I said the other day, instead of going through the circle of trying to do things on my own and then coming back and being like, oh Lord, sorry, I should have talked to you about this. Like I said, even starting off last week with talking to God first before I made any moves on my own, I felt like was a good shift in my process of all this, right? So yeah, so two things already that, like I said, when it comes to finances and whatnot, I'm just like, Lord, all right, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I want to be independent. You know what I'm saying? I like being independent, and whatnot when it comes to finances and all those things. And the third thing is just really wanting to be able to continue to sow, right? Because the more when I have something to work with, right, then I can put it towards all the things that God has blessed me with, right? To keep it all going, right? So I told y'all repeatedly, I am totally content with being in this place, right? This whole place of, hey, hustling from home, waking up in the morning and doing the juice, recording GSL the talk show, writing books. I'm cool here. You know what I'm saying? Any other creative endeavor that God can, give me to do. I mean, because I have so many ideas and I've been able to do a lot of things. But I think one of the issues that I find with my form of work is that it is dependent on someone else to buy into it, if that makes any sense. Like someone has to purchase the book, right? Someone has to hire me to do a show for them, or whatever. All of my endeavors, it is based on someone else supporting in some aspect. or someone else making the decision to hire me or whatever the case is. That's in all things though, right? When you think about it, especially as an entrepreneur, most likely any type of thing you're doing is kind of along those lines. Whether you own a grocery store, somebody got to come in and buy your groceries from your store for you to benefit off of it, right? So same thing. Now obviously there are other ways. I mean, I know sometimes people make funds from residual and all that, so maybe investments and all these different things. I don't know much about that stuff. I have some ideas, but and I try to learn or whatever the case is. However, I share those things to say that, well, hey, I shifted my process, right? I shifted my little circle that I was going into. I started off with going to God and saying, hey, Lord, I feel like I need more funds and whatnot. And you know my reasons why X, Y, and Z. So I'm coming to you, let you know I feel like I need more funds. When y'all know, okay. So long story short, I did start looking up some jobs and whatnot. Got some inquiries back. But even in spite of that, even in spite of looking up some gigs, and I think maybe like one of them I like. The others I'm kind of on the fence about, so I'm just like waiting to see if I'm going to respond to those inquiries. But so I did get some responses with the job. So we're gonna see what the Lord do with that. Because honestly, again, as I pray about this and think about this and all this stuff, I really would love things. Or if I did get some other type of job or some type of something to bring in more income outside of all the things that God has already put in place, then I feel like it would need to complement all these things that are currently happening. Um, that's what I personally feel. So that's one thing. The other thing is when y'all know some other seeds started to flourish, some seeds of things that were either already put in place a while ago, or just again, I guess God keeping me on people's hearts and minds, right? So there's at least 2 or 3 potential uh options that God has already presented me with, and we're going to see what happens, from them. But yeah, I mean, God already started to move in this area of finances to open doors for me to potentially uh, have more income. So I'm like, well, wow, look at God. Thank you, Lord. I just prayed this prayer, and here we go. I made some moves, some faith moves too, but only, like I said, only one of my something that I looked for on my own was kind of like is in this whole scenario. The rest of the stuff was other things that just came out of the blue, and for me, came out of the blue, but also I could tell either was put in place a while ago, or again, maybe perhaps God keeping me on people's hearts and minds to refer me or whatever the case is. So let's keep me in prayer, you know what I mean, about these 2 or 3 options. I mean, hey, if all 3 of them come through, cool, you know what I mean? If 1 or 2 of them come through, still great, you know what I mean? Because any and all things help. So I'm grateful for that mini miracle. One more thing, I won't sit here and be long on the time because I feel like I've already talked so much and I haven't gotten into the juice yet. So one more thing I want to share with you all is that just yesterday, I told y'all, I mean, well, if you listen to me on the Pearls of Wisdom podcast, or if you listen to me in general, I've told you guys that I make to-do lists. I've been making lists of things I want to do, things I want to get. When I feel like I don't have, this is what I do, right? On my list, y'all probably gonna believe me, but oh well, all I can do is tell you. I could show you too, but I mean, I would have to look and see if it's gonna tell you the exact date that I wrote the stuff in the app. But anyway, so on my list, I have things that I wanted to get for myself. Now, I kind of put myself on the back burner. I tend to do other stuff for other people first. But every now and then I'll at least write it down, some things that I want to do for myself. And one of those things was to support my homegirl. Her business is called Mel and Men. And I modeled for her back when her business was called So Sophisticated, and she still uses some of my images on her website. So shout out to her, man. And I still try to support. Again, I try to support I placed some orders or whatever over the past years, continually, or whatever the case is. However, she came out with some new products, and I was like, wow, these are great. I want to support. I want to get some of these items. I'm just going to put it on my list of to-dos. I'm going to put it on my list that I want to be able to get some of these items. Wouldn't y'all know, just last night, if you follow me on Instagram, then you already know. Last night I got tagged. Now I saw she was doing a giveaway, which I guess that might as well. Spoiler alert. So I saw she was doing a giveaway, but again, I just submitted as to support, and everything like that. But wouldn't you know, I won. Now listen, I'm just telling y'all about timing of everything. Now y'all might not see that as a mini miracle. I do, because at the end of the day, like, it was on my list of to-dos, right? I had already, been praying about being able to get some of the things and all these things. And so instead of me having to buy the things, right, God has blessed me with the things. According to her, I won her giveaway. And not only can I get the things I was looking at, but I can go ahead and get some other things and allow her to surprise me with some other things. So thank and praise God for that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? For me, mini miracle, God showing up in miraculous ways. I can mark that thing off my list, right? And say, okay, well, boom, God has provided this. And to me, these are seeds flourishing. It's a blessing, and these are my many miracles, and I'm just sharing them on today to to hopefully get you all to, again, think bigger, but also just think more about, be more intentional about noticing the things that God is doing in your life. So that's why I reiterate this whole thing about many miracles, and I share my testimonies. And again, you might look at it as a small thing, I don't know, but there's nothing wrong with small things. And if we really, really think about it, God is continually doing small miracles in our life all day, every day. Even my prayer meditation this morning was kind of centered around, God always being there, even as near as your next breath or whatever. And again, in those times that we feel alone, and those times that, we struggle with feeling like he's there or feeling like he has our back or whatever, we should, right? Again, hey, like Papa Ray was telling us last week, take those thoughts captive. Think about what the truth is. The truth is, like my prayer meditation was reiterating, that he's as near as God's, our next breath. He's always there. And so I believe that as we acknowledge him, right, you'll be able to see more miracles. You'll be able to see more things that he's doing in your life every day. And then hopefully that will encourage you and inspire you on your walk with him. But hey, let me share with you guys these verses, man. Matthew 21:22, it says, and whatever you ask in prayer, you will receive if you have faith. So again, here's, right off the bat, man, again, whatever we ask, we will receive. It doesn't say you might. It doesn't say, well, if you go and do X, Y, and Z. What you have to do is have faith in order to receive whatever you ask. That's what this verse says. Again, we can, you can decide whether you believe that or not, but according to the word, that's what the verse says. And yeah, I'm gonna move on. Let's keep going. Luke 16:10, it says, one who is faithful in a very little is also faithful in much, and one who is dishonest in very little is also dishonest in much. So hey, y'all, let's be faithful in the small things, y'all. Let's be faithful and trust God, allow him to do what he do. And I believe that what I'm learning here, as well as, again, that's what's been reiterated in the word constantly, is that, as we trust him, we're going to, again, see him moving. We're going to see the miracles. We're going to see what he's doing. And hopefully that will build our faith as well. But it all starts with the trust, right? Whether we see it or not, which is interesting. Let me see. Well, let me share with you this other verse before I get into that. Matthew 25:23, His master said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master." So again, this is what happens when we're faithful in the small things. This is what happens when we are trusting him and his will, his plan, the things that he's going to do. He'll continue to as they say, expand our territory and all these different things. He'll you know as you're faithful over the little, he's going to set you over much. And so yeah, I mean, again, let's start acknowledging these many miracles in our life, and uh, perhaps you'll start to see more major miracles, or mighty miracles, or what's a good big word with the magnificent miracles. Oh, okay, I don't know. Just saying, y'all. Just saying. Now, here's the thing. I came across this morning. I felt like it was important to share. Let me go to this one real quick. It's Mark 9:23. It says, "And Jesus said to him, if you can, all things are possible for one who believes." Yeah, man. I think and I was telling someone this yesterday. Oh, I forgot to tell you another mini miracle. Maybe I'll tell you all in the after show. But I was telling someone that at the end of the day, I feel like basically one of the struggles is, or one of the issues is, we must think small of God, right? We think we don't, or maybe we don't think much of him, or I don't know. I don't know where we are, or where you are, whoever's listening to the sound of my voice. But it seems as if we as humanity don't think, like, for some reason, either we don't believe that he can do everything, or I don't know. Like, and maybe it's even me too. Like I said, I have to check myself here. I had to be like, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm supposed to be talking to God about everything. So let me go ahead and talk to him about this issue, and leave it at that. It says several times in the word that all things are possible. All things are possible, right? So again, why don't we trust God in this area? With whatever it is, with whatever we ask, or whatever we desire, or whatever like that. Why is it that we don't just go to God and just ask him for it, like the word say? It's not a matter of if he can do it. Like, at least that's what is said here in this verse, and again in other verses as well. It's not a matter of if. So I guess even coming to him and being like if is kind of like laughable to a certain extent, because it's like, what do you mean if? It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of a when, or now maybe the if it's his will, but it's not if he can do it. It's not. That's not the question. Can God do something? Does this? Well, I was gonna say, does he want to, or is this going to be according to his will? So I guess again, as we pray and ask these questions of God, or whatever the case is, I guess perhaps we need to, ask correctly, go to God correctly, and not in this way of, well, if you can do it, then well, no, it's again, maybe we need to change the prayer. The prayer probably should be, Lord, if it's your will for me to X, Y, and Z, or if it's your will to give me X, Y, and Z, or whatever the case is, and go from there. Because I think, again, as we renew our mind, change our mindset about how we're asking God our things or anything, then again, I can think we'll get more understanding and whatnot. But as I came across that, one more thing to think about here is, let me see, John 4:48. So it's John 4:48. It says, "So Jesus said to him, unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe." So here's the thing, like, yeah, even as I share my testimony, right, and yes, I'll go on the record and say that, hey man, it is great to see the many miracles, man. It is great to see how God is moving in my life, and and I so much so again that it's like I can't take no credit. I can't sit here and be like, oh, I did X, Y, and Z. It's amazing to see again God moving and to acknowledge him and say that, wow, I see God move. I see what he did. I acknowledge what you did. I'm thankful for what you did and are doing, and I'm going to continue to do what I do in faith, and whatnot. It renews my faith, right? It encourages me. It inspires me to see and hear God move, right? And see the signs and wonders. However, we got to be careful. We got to be careful because another verse kind of reiterates this, but at some point, evil, Satan, however you want to look at it, the adversary is going to be using signs and wonders. 2 Thessalonians 2-9 talks about that. So this is why just looking for signs and wonders and waiting on signs and wonders and all those things is a little bit, we might need to kind of, that's why we need faith. That's why we need to more so focus on faith than to focus on the sign and wonder. Again, the mini miracle, hey, great. Let's acknowledge it. Let's, give that glory and honor to God of all those things. However, let's not make the mini miracle or make the sign and wonder everything. Because again, we need to be living by faith, not by sight. And again, that will help us to discern, good from evil and all the things. I know that's another subject. I mean, that's probably an entirely different juice, but I just wanted to at least share that in the midst of this juice to keep that on our hearts and minds. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it on our hearts and minds today. So yeah, that's the juice, y'all. That is the juice for today. I hope that it encourages you and inspires you. The Bible verse of today is Matthew 7:7. It says, ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be open unto you. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. Pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow with the Lord's will. Bye-bye. Facebook, YouTube. I hope that you guys enjoyed the juice this morning. Again, the Bible verse of the day just goes hand in hand with my juice. I'm telling you, man, it's just amazing every time. All things work together for the good and goes according to his plan. And I think that's what it boils down to at the end of the day. I wanted to share with you guys one more mini miracle, but now I just want to wait for my mind. What was it, Lord? Oh, I know what it was. Thank you, Lord, for the reminder. So it was interesting because y'all know I'm on Fiverr, right? Y'all know I got some gigs on Fiverr and whatnot. And so I have this gig up there where I give faith-based relationship advice. And it's been up there for a while. Like, I can't remember when I put it up, but it's been up there for a while and it never had any orders. Well, yesterday I got an order. And so obviously I prayed about it and answered the gentleman. I'm not going to go into all of that, but I will say that I guess sharing with him also again put it into perspective for me, especially when it came to the part about like what was I telling y'all a minute ago? The part about if God can do something or whatnot. It's like we got to change our perspective of God, right? Because then that'll affect the way we pray. That's going to affect the way we, come to Him or whatnot. Because again, it's not a matter if He can do something. He can do all things. You know what I'm saying? He created us. You know what I'm saying? Everything we see. So it's not if. It's is this God's will? That's the question. Lord, is this your will for me? Whatever it is, whatever, if you got questions, if you got, desires, if you, whatever, is this God's will? That's the question. So, So yeah, I mean, again, it's just something to think about, something to think about, as we pray and as we, try to walk this godly life, or whatever case is. Um, it was a blessing. I hope that I was able to encourage and inspire the gentleman that reached out for my advice. Um, if that's something that you are interested in as well, I mean, it is on Fiverr. You should be able to find me, Miracle Sims. I mean, um, and I can give the advice via like a message, or I'm willing to record it with sound, or I'm willing to make a video as well. Or if it's that deep and you want a one-on-one chat or something, we can do that too. But yeah, man, because I truly have a heart for you know, uh, I guess all things like single Christians, relationships, and all that stuff. Like, because of what I went through, and everything like that, I try to, um, I have a heart for people that are going through the same thing, and so I hope that again that I can encourage and inspire. Uh, and that's it, though, y'all. That's it. That's it. But okay, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna let y'all go so I can try to get some rest or whatever before little man gets up. But I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye bye.